Right, so we're out here and I'm walking and we've had a lot of rain. There's no time like the present. I will show you this now. So I am turning onto Pine Street and I am going east on Pine Street, excuse me. And I've just passed Antry Drive on the left and we're going to turn into this soccer complex, excuse the beeping. But I wanted to show you this now. So this is the Rodger Sports Complex. This is the vibe driving in. It's a little bit marshy because we've gotten a lot of rain and some wind, as you can see by that tree. And this is the road here. So this is Pine Street. And we are in the city of Catoosa. And here's the entrance sign right here. And it says brush site closed. So I'm not super familiar with this, but we'll drive in here and take a quick look. But we're gonna drive in here just because I have the time and why not. Normally there's not like part of a tree in the road, but driving in here, it is pretty scenic, and this is a good time of year-ish. It's May right now, and so everything is green. We got plenty of rain in April, and May is like really pouring it in on us. So I believe the brush site is up here, where I don't know if it's like off-roading where you can drive into or what, but this is what it looks like. So the brush site is closed, but you can see that trash can there, and we're not gonna drive down that way. So that is Route 66 in the distance, if you can see it. But driving in here, there's nobody here because these fields are pretty marshy. But there's a good amount of parking. So I'll go ahead and roll this down in case the window's dirty. But this is kind of a look at this park in here, or this soccer complex, excuse me. So there's plenty of parking in here, as you can see, and we'll drive back here a little bit. I don't think I'm gonna get out, but it's a brief look. And if I'm not mistaken, back this way is going to be Spunky Creek. So I'm sure you can walk back there and park in here and go back there and fish. I don't know if you're supposed to, but that's what this looks like. So you have this area over here. That's gonna be extremely wet and marshy right now. Right, so we're out here and I'm walking, and we've had a lot of rain. Past week it's rained probably 4 out of 7 days, and it's been a lot of wind. So if you are planning on coming out here, it's probably best not to do it when there's been significant rain, as the fields are going to be flooded and they're going to be basically unusable. But you have this stand out here, and so I'm pretty sure they have like soccer leagues and tournaments and things like that via the Catoosa Soccer Association. So look them up if you're wanting to get more information on that. Interestingly, there is an echo in this area, but we'll walk back this way. You have pecan trees back here also. That's what this tree is. But yeah, here's a look at the fields. Obviously, they're flooded, so this is not gonna be the best look. We'll actually take that brush site drive and see what all that entails, but you have a massive pecan tree back here. And then you have some little practice, little league soccer goals here. So, in this area. And it's a little windy out here. It is windy in Catoosa quite often. And I see more butterflies than I do here than in Tulsa, because it is a little bit more rural. So there's a butterfly. It seems like every time I get out of my car, a butterfly flies in front of me. That is Route 66 right there. So you can see this field off of the highway there. And you would take that highway up to Claremore, which is a bit of a larger town. But as you can see, it's kind of stinky back here, but yeah, it's definitely flooded. And I came out here like 2 weeks ago and there's people playing soccer. And then you have this little play set here. And then honestly, if you wanted to pick pecans, you could come out here. I used to do that with my dad. That was a good time. I don't know when the best time of year is to do that, but. All right, so here you have a little bulletin board. And quite honestly, I would say this would be a good place to take a walk. Like there's more butterflies, but you know, nobody's out here on a day like today. And even though it is, you know, a bit marshy in other places, this ground has absorbed a lot of the moisture. And so you could, you know, take a lap around this field and it's pretty tranquil and peaceful back here. So it looks like there may be even a little baseball diamond back there. Not quite sure. All right, I'm gonna say this to some of you, like this may seem very basic and kind of uneventful, but when you have a chance in life to kind of slow down and smell the roses, so to speak, just do it. Like it's good for your mental health and just overall well-being. So here's kind of a look at this field driving back out. So again, a lot of space to play soccer, practice soccer, that kind of thing. Little drive. This would be a good place to take a kid to ride a bike. We've got it through here, so I'm going about. And if you have a low riding car, don't do this. This is a very bad idea. So. Check back with you after we take this corner up here. Yeah, just a scenic little natural drive here. Nobody's out here. I know it's rained a lot, so it's not too bad for me to come out here. And you want to kind of be careful when you're driving in places like this. Sometimes the water can be deceiving. It looks like a small puddle, and it could be quite a dip. This is a nice, look at that, that's beautiful. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get to getting out of here. And if you drive your car, I would be careful about pulling off into the grass because obviously there's a hydrant there. So I think there was something out here before. Maybe somebody lived out here. Something was out here. That is a massive concrete column. So this kind of reminds me of the area near the airport where something was out here before. But this is pretty dope. Nice little drive. So I imagine if you had like a ton of soccer going on. So anyway, this is a nice area to kind of explore. And it looks like you even have a picnic area over here, which is dope. So like if you come out here with your family, you guys can kind of sit and eat food and just have a day, like after your kid finishes. Right, and that wraps up the tour. So that fenced in area almost looks like a little dog park.